Broken heart, she sold the last thing keeping her alive. Cowboy hat face, but the man who bought it had other plans. The sun was unforgiving that morning. Dry land, cracked earth, and silence that felt heavier than hunger. Clara Hayes stood by the wooden fence, watching the only thing she had left. A single cow, thin, tired, but still breathing, just like her. It wasn't just an animal. It was survival, milk, food, hope. And today, she had to let it go. Her hands trembled slightly as she tied the rope. "Easy, girl," she whispered, her voice soft but breaking underneath. Because once this was gone, there was nothing left. No husband, no money, no future she could see. Only debt, and a farm slowly dying with her. The town market was loud. Voices, bargains, people trying to survive, just like her. But no one noticed her. No one ever did anymore. Until he did. A man stood near the far end, hat low, boots worn, watching, not the crowd. Her, Cole Turner, a cowboy with a reputation. Quiet, serious, the kind of man who didn't waste time or words. He stepped closer. "How much?" he asked. Straight, simple. Clara looked up, surprised. No one had asked yet. 50, she said quietly. Too low. She knew it, but she didn't have a choice. Cole glanced at the cow, then back at her. "You're selling too cheap." Her grip tightened on the rope. "I'm not negotiating." A pause. "I just need it gone." Something in her voice made him stop. Not the words, the pain behind them. He reached into his pocket, pulled out the money, and handed it to her. No argument, no hesitation. Clara stared at it for a second, like it wasn't real, then slowly took it. "Thank you," she said softly, her voice barely there. Cole nodded once, and took the rope. Just like that, it was over. The last piece of her life, gone. She turned away quickly, not wanting him to see the tears, not wanting anyone to see. But as she walked away, something didn't sit right with him. The way she held on just a second too long. The way she didn't look back. Like if she did, she wouldn't be able to leave. Cole looked at the cow, then back at her, walking alone through the crowd. And for the first time in a long time, he made a decision he didn't plan. Because some things, you don't just buy and walk away from. And Clara Hayes was one of them. Clara didn't look back. She couldn't, because if she did, she might run back to the only thing she had left. The money in her hand felt heavy, but not enough to replace what she lost. That night, her farm felt emptier than ever. Too quiet, too still. She sat by the window, staring at nothing, trying not to think, until she heard it. A sound outside. Hoof steps. Slow. Familiar. Her heart skipped. "No," she whispered. She stepped outside and froze, because there it was. Her cow, standing in the yard, alive, returned, and beside it, him, Cole Turner, hat low, silent as before. "You?" she said, confused. "I changed my mind," he replied simply. Her brows furrowed. "What do you mean?" He stepped closer. "You need it more than I do." She shook her head immediately. "No, I sold it. That money. Keep it." The words hit her harder than expected. "I can't," she said. "You can," he replied calmly. Silence. Because nothing about this made sense. "Why?" she asked. That question stayed between them. Heavy. Real. Cole looked at the land around her. Dry. Struggling. Then back at her. "Because selling this won't save you." A pause. "But I might have something that can." Her heart tightened slightly. "What are you talking about?" He hesitated, just for a second. Then, "Come work with me." She blinked, confused. "I don't need a worker," he added. "I need a partner." That word changed everything, because no one had offered her that in a long time. Not since her husband. "I don't even know you," she said quietly. "Then get to know me," he replied. Simple, but something about it felt honest. And for the first time, hope didn't feel impossible. Clara didn't say yes immediately, but she didn't say no either. And that was enough for Cole. Days later, she found herself at his ranch. Bigger land, stronger fences, but the same silence, the same loneliness. "You live here alone?" she asked. He nodded. "Been that way for a while." Something in his voice felt familiar. Loss. "I lost my husband 2 years ago," she said softly. He didn't react right away. Then, "Me too." She looked at him, confused. "My family," he clarified. A pause. "Bandits. Fire." Nothing left after that. Now she understood. His silence. His distance. It wasn't coldness. It was survival. "You rebuild all this?" she asked. "Had to," he said. Another pause. "No one was coming to save me." Those words hit deep, because she knew that feeling too well. And suddenly, they weren't strangers anymore. They were two people trying to survive the same kind of pain. Working together wasn't easy at first, but slowly, something changed. Small talks turned into real conversations. Silence turned into comfort. And one evening, as the sun set behind the hills, she realized something she didn't expect. She wasn't just surviving anymore. She was starting to live again. And he was the reason. Broken heart, he gave her back her last hope. But would she trust him with her heart? Cowboy hat face, what would you choose? Stay safe or take the risk? Speech balloon comment. Risk or safe? Time changed things, but feelings changed faster. Clara stood in the field one morning, watching the land. Green. Alive. Different from before. Because now, she wasn't alone. "You did this," she said softly as Cole walked beside her. He shook his head. "We did." That word mattered, more than he knew, because for the first time, she felt like she belonged somewhere again. But fear still lingered. "What happens when this goes wrong?" she asked quietly. He looked at her, serious, honest. "Then we deal with it together." No promises, no perfect words, just truth. And somehow, that was enough. She stepped closer, heart racing, because this wasn't about survival anymore. This was about choice. Real choice. "You brought back my cow," she said softly. A faint smile touched his face. "And you brought back my reason to stay." Silence. But not empty. Full. Because sometimes, life doesn't change in big moments. It changes when someone chooses to stay. And as Clara stood there, she made her decision. Not out of fear, not out of need, but because she wanted to. And that made all the difference.